Why nobody believes anything anymore. There's a strange feeling that defines the current moment. No matter what happens, no matter who says it, no matter how much evidence is presented, a lot of people don't believe anything anymore. Not the news, not experts, not institutions, sometimes not even each other. This isn't because people suddenly became irrational. It's because trust was slowly exhausted. For a long time, belief was built on repetition and reliability. If something worked consistently, people trusted it. If an institution corrected itself, people forgave mistakes. Trust didn't require perfection. It required honesty and limits. Over time, those limits disappeared. One of the first cracks came from information overload. We now live in a world where everyone can publish, everything can be framed, and every event has multiple interpretations. The problem isn't lack of information, it's too much information with no shared filter. When everything is presented as equally important, nothing feels credible. At the same time, incentives changed. Media outlets stopped competing for accuracy, they started competing for attention. Clicks became currency, engagement became priority, and outrage became reliable. When being first matters more than being right, corrections arrive too late to rebuild trust. People remember the lie, they forget the apology. Social media accelerated this breakdown. Algorithms don't reward nuance, they reward confidence. See, a wrong statement said boldly travels further than a correct one explained carefully. Over time, people learn to perform certainty instead of seeking truth, and audiences learn to doubt everything. Another factor is exposure. Institutions used to feel distant and authoritative. Now they're visible constantly. We see internal conflicts, contradictions, reversals, and messaging shift in real time. Transparency was supposed to build trust. Instead, partial transparency without accountability did the opposite. People don't just see mistakes, they see spin. The same thing happened with experts. Experts used to speak rarely. Now they're everywhere. On podcasts, on panels, on social feeds, opinions blur with expertise. Credentials blur with commentary. And when experts disagree publicly, belief fractures. See, people don't know who to listen to, so they listen to no one. There's also the issue of consequences. When institutions make mistakes, consequences are often invisible. When regular people make mistakes, consequences are permanent. That imbalance feels unfair. And unfair systems don't inspire trust. They inspire suspicion. Another shift is branding. Everything now has a narrative: news, science, politics, even personal identity. When truth is packaged like marketing, people start treating it like advertising. And advertising is meant to persuade, not to inform. So skepticism becomes instinct. This creates a feedback loop. People distrust information, so they rely on instinct. Instinct is shaped by emotion. Emotion is easy to manipulate. The less people trust facts, the more powerful narratives became, and the harder it is to rebuild belief. There's also a quieter reason trust collapsed. People feel misled, not necessarily lied to, but oversold. Promised stability that didn't arrive, promised opportunity that narrowed, and promised progress that felt uneven. When lived experience contradicts official messaging, beliefs erodes. No argument fixes that. That's why fact-checking alone doesn't work anymore. Belief isn't just about accuracy, it's about alignment with reality. If the system feels disconnected from everyday life, no amount of data restores trust. So people adapt. They became cynical, detached, non-committal. They don't fully believe anything because belief feels risky. Once you believe something and it fails you, the cost is emotional. So disbelief becomes protection. This doesn't mean truth no longer exists. It means that trust no longer comes automatically. It has to be earned slowly, consistently, and transparently. And many systems aren't built for that pace anymore. The result is a world where everyone feels uncertain, where nothing feels solid, where people aren't sure what's real or who benefits from any version of reality. That uncertainty isn't accidental. It's the byproduct of systems optimized for speed, scale, and engagement, not trust. Understanding this doesn't mean giving up on truth. It means recognizing why belief feels fragile and why rebuilding it will take more than information. It will take accountability, humility, and time. Until then, skepticism isn't a failure of intelligence. It's a rational response to a world that stopped rewarding honesty. This is Invisible Systems Docs.